Good morning, artists. So we're trying things a little bit. I wanted to start off today a little different. I wanted to show you, kind of give you a little bit of an assignment. Today was trash day. Notice that our trash people were going around picking up stuff, and there's been so many thank yous going out to our healthcare workers, and we absolutely 100% appreciate what they're doing and what they have to go through during this time. But I also wanted to put out a little thank you for the people that are still out there working as well, who may not have to go in and be dealing with the virus itself every day, but who are still keeping our society running smoothly. So I made a little sign with some help from my sister that is hanging in our front window right now. So for our mail delivery, our trash and recycling workers, the people who are delivering food still, it's not essential that we get pizza delivered, but we still want to have pizza, and we appreciate that they're still willing to make it and deliver it to us. So putting a little thank you out there for them. So if you have some paper at home and want to show some appreciation, put your art skills to use. Make a nice little thank you sign for everyone. Hand it out there. No cards, of course. Don't make anything that you're actually going to hand to them, because you don't want to risk spreading anything that way. But just to have a little sign up just to offer your thanks to them would be really nice. So yesterday we'd been working on our little Chinese characters. I stepped ahead a little bit and was doing a little bit of outlining on our tiger guy, just because we didn't want to spend the entire time working on doing penning and stuff. I wanted you guys to be able to see some of the more fun aspects of it. And we are trying without the light today to see how that works. If it's too dark for you guys, let me know. I can bring it back. But I noticed on the last video, everything kind of came out yellow and not as pretty as I'd like it to be. So we're going to try it without our spotlight and see how that goes. Maybe it won't be quite as difficult to look at. Haven't gotten too many requests yet for doing anything from our books, which is fine. Everyone's got their own things going on too. Hopefully you're trying it out and working hard. But remember, you can always send me requests. You can put them through my email. You can leave comments on my videos. You can go find me over at YouTube. Search up Lisa Schoen, Schoen. Put comments in there under the videos after I post them, and then I can go in and add it to our What Are We Doing on the next stream. I've actually really been enjoying doing these characters. They've been coming up pretty cute. It's been a while since I've just been able to sit and make up some little people. And as I told you when we first started, I love crazy hats. I love doing crazy hats. I love coloring in the crazy hats. So I wanted to see if I could add a little shadow here on her horns. Just add a little hint of it here. I was checking in with some family yesterday across our country. I've got people scattered everywhere. Just checking to see how everyone's doing. Make sure you guys are checking in with your family as well. ones that aren't living with you. Make sure they're doing okay. Especially anyone older. I have a grandmother who's in a assisted living right now, and I know it's been tough for her. She's a very social person. She loves meeting with people and chatting with people and throwing parties, and I mean she's always been a very active an active 93-year-old. So I know it's been tough for her to not be able to have her time with friends and being able to get dressed up and go to dinner and stuff. So make sure if you have anyone in your family that you need to reach out to, please do so. Give them a phone call. There we go. Just a little hint of a shadow. That's good. Alright, we're going to switch up screens, get something a little bit darker. I've also been working on in my personal art time, which is scheduled time now, and what I work on in the evening sometime. I actually keep a really good daily schedule now. Set my alarm clock every morning, breakfast, walk the dogs, prepare to stream, and then the stream goes to 11, and after that is setting up, getting ready to put the stream online.
Come on, Willie, get a treat.
A treat? Wiley's getting a treat. Wiley, are you a good boy getting a treat? He is. He's a great boy. Have a set lunchtime, homework time, so I know a few of you knew this at school, but I was also taking classes. Actually, some students told me they were so glad to hear that, because then maybe I would understand what they're going through. I think sometimes we forget, students, that we've been through what you're going through. We've been through the homework and the extra assignments, and we do understand that. But yes, I am taking classes, working toward a master's now. So I have my scheduled homework times. If you guys don't have a schedule yet, I really highly recommend it. It doesn't need to be anything too crazy. Mine's planned out per hour, but of course some things don't take that long, so it's like lunchtime is an hour. It doesn't take me an hour to make and eat my lunch. But then I kind of have that little space afterwards to chill, check my mail, play a video game real quick. I tell you, these app games, mobile games, are probably through the roof right now. Here's a good one to add to your schedule if you're not doing it, is a organizing time, a cleaning or organizing time for 1 hour. That has been great, because it can be really daunting to be like, I'm going to clean the house, and you kind of spend the whole day doing it, and you kind of feel like it was just wasted. But if you give yourself a schedule and you have a little bit to do every day, it makes it a lot more bearable, and you feel like you accomplished a lot more. So, strongly encourage you to have a schedule for your days. Now, that schedule for me usually ends after dinner, and then the evening is for whatever I might want to do. So it might be art, it might be just vegging. It is usually watching YouTubes. Okay, I think I want to save the rest of that one. And we're going to get out our darker shade. Okay, I thought that was a cut, it's just a little wrinkle. Thinking about adding color to this eventually. What do you guys think? Black and white is pretty nice, but maybe sneak a few little color elements into it. It's super hard to see what I'm doing, isn't it? I'm attempting to go around and put a little shade on top of each of these little horn gems. Thought about making the whole thing dark, but then I think that would just be too much darkness. So we're going to put it on all these little teardrop shaped gems that are part of her crown. Her Viking Queen crown. She's not a Viking, she wasn't supposed to be. I just noticed a familiar name started following me. Watching from all the way in California. Thanks for getting up and checking it out. Good morning. In the chat saying good morning. We have to take this a piece at a time. like they detached enough. Yay! Oh no, get back. One is popped right off. Get back on there. Yeah, get off there. Get this all pressed down really good. Alright, so you scoop. So for those parts that got missed, just gonna sneak in, and this little guy here, I'm just gonna add a couple little dots too. It's a little bit too small for doing the screen on. Saved! If any of you have not gone and started following the Bob Ross stream, this is the time to do it. Because, I mean, it's Bob Ross. He is fantastic and positive and just the best kind of background. And the people in his stream are usually pretty funny. They treat it like it's a real live feed, and oh no, what's he gonna do next? How can he possibly save it? And then he does. That's an old sticker not wanting to stick now. Get back on there. Yeah, I'll probably have to go through and do some kind of a cover over it. Appreciate that. If nothing else, I do enjoy these tiny details. I wonder who I get that from. Actually, really both sides of the family. Dad is very much he lives by the measure twice, cut once. Which for you youngins who haven't heard that, it's for when you're doing construction or really anything. measure it twice to make sure you got the right size before you cut it. Because if you cut it and it's too small, there's not much you can do. You're stuck with it. You have to start all over. And my mother is a fantastic crafter. Any students, you've seen some of our work in my room lately, especially since I've gotten the quilts going in there. Love it. I hear she's been quilting up a storm. It's a good time. She gets to hide out in her basement all day and quilt. Wiley out at the window, informing people of social distancing. He made a new friend today. We were on our walk this morning, and this adorable, and I mean adorable, little Dalmatian. She wasn't quite a puppy. She's still pretty young, though. She looked like she could have been around Wiley's age or a little younger. Maybe a year or two old. She comes just bouncing out of her house. Her mom's yelling at her to get back inside. She doesn't care at all. She just comes running up. New people! Wiley did not know what to do with himself. He's like, I don't know, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Wesker's kind of ruined him to play, because Wesker will be like, let's play, and Wiley will be like, sweet, and then Wesker's like, no, I meant leave me alone. We'll count it as a new friend. I think it's the same house, though, that has a really beautiful golden retriever who is very vocal. About as vocal as Wiley is. And when they're both outside at the same time, they have full-on conversations. It's hard to tell whether it's like a positive conversation, they're like, hey, what's going on? Or if they're just screaming at each other. This is my yard, stay out of my yard. Well, yeah, well, this is my yard. You stay out of my yard. Funny, I know more about the dogs in our neighborhood than I do the people. It's not Carmen's house. It's Ozzy and Zeus's house. All right. Last thing on girlfriend here is we're gonna put a new screen for her clothes. And by new I mean I have not even opened this one yet. So pretty. Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna fold back a layer. Line that up closest to the edge as we can get. You guys weren't here in one of the first streams, one of my former students from a previous school, actually part of the very first class that I ever taught, looked it up. He said he could find these screens for 20 to 25 bucks. I know they can go more depending on what kind of a screen it is, how much detail it might have. So just in case you're watching and you were interested and thought it might be a fun thing to try, it does get a little bit costly. And you just have to use good practices to try and waste as little as possible. Hey, no free rides here. This one definitely does not want to stay. I'm gonna glue you down later. It's a nice little texture there. Okay. And there she goes. We're gonna leave the hair alone for this, except for we'll add a little bit of shading in that spot, I think. I want her to have light hair. That'll be just big enough. Alright, good. I was worried it might blend in with her skin a little too much, but it's fine. It's fine. My music got really dramatic. This is the soundtrack from the video game Flower. I should play that again. I actually played that one. It's one of the few video... I don't play games too often. I'm talk about like console games. I hate losing. But a game like Flower, you don't lose. Because you're just flying around. It's got gorgeous music, but there's one area that gets spooky. So I've got the spooky music from that on. Most of my other videos, YouTube has flagged as having copyrighted music in. It doesn't take it down, but it just says, you cannot be monetized for this. Maybe I should find some free music, and then I could put it on these videos, and then get monetized. Is that cheating then? I get paid for doing live streams for students and then getting the extra money on the YouTube? I don't know. I don't think I'd have enough people following to make it worthwhile. I'd have to get some better cameras to do it. Get an intro theme. Maybe I have to wait till I'm ready to retire. And then I'll be grandma art teacher. Join Granny Art on Twitch. Alright, I think that's going to be it for my girl Fergie here. Fergie? He came out pretty good too. Quinta. But I think let's start a new guy. Top row's almost done. Let's get to a new guy. So who's next up on the list? Next is Rabbit. Rabbits are find my little notes here. Prosperous peacemakers, friendly. So we want him to look nice, is what we're saying. He's a nice guy. Now, if the rabbit family is the friendly and outgoing type, we're not going to make a mask on this character. If you're hiding your face, that feels a little bit less friendly. It's a little devious, but we're definitely going to have to give him some dangerously tall ears. Get rid of his side. Stay on your side, please. And let's go with a rounded top. Almost like a cap. And have a small little nose. Let's make it a little bit long. Small, but kind of longish nose. Big smile, though, very friendly. Okay, let's still small nose, slightly turned up nose. Better. That's some happy music now. Maybe we'll even have, let's have this hat continue down and actually hook around. I want to give him a little jewel right here, right on the front. One of my favorite mythical creatures that I mostly learned about through video games. Final Fantasy, mainly, is a character called a carbuncle. Don't just Google it, though, unless you put mythical creatures, because it's also the name of, like, a skin disease. But the creature itself is super adorable. It's a little rodent-like creature that has a jewel on its forehead. And in the mythos mostly created by the video games, it can cause you can use it to make like force fields and reflecting spells. And I always just like, they were really cute, and they had these big ears, and nobody hardly ever used them because, you know, you can put a reflection up for a little while, but it wasn't as useful as you might like it to be. This one up a little more. You first. Hold eye first. Oh, no. I was about to put a curl in there, but I was going to make a smiley face, and I don't want to have a smiley face sitting weird on our picture, so we're going to put it around the ear instead. Better. I'll have just a few little hints of hair peeking out. Nothing too big, because they wear these big helmets. They don't have very long hair. It wouldn't stay under very well. And just a hint of shoulders. There he is. Used him a lot in Final Fantasy VIII, kind of. I was just like watching their animation. That would always be my first concern whenever a new Final Fantasy game was coming out is, what are the summons? What do they look like? One year I'd even planned to cosplay as Shiva. I think that was from Final Fantasy X, because she had some great hair. And I had actually started building the pieces for it, and then just realized how crazy and heavy it was going to be, and how much work it was going to be to create a blue bodysuit and paint my face blue, and it kind of fell apart after that when I realized it was just going to be such an immense amount of work. So I've been doing some thinking about what we're going to do about this stream as the weeks progress. I know I've got work out for my students, but we may need to do a little bit of adjusting now and then. So there may come a point where we're trying to do more kind of like follow along activities, or you follow along with what I'm doing. We'll see. Maybe trying to bring in some fun little crafting type stuff. See, we're in uncertain times right now, obviously. And for a lot of us teachers, for some teachers, obviously it's difficult for all of us. But you can practice math easy at home. You can give out problems every week and be like, here's your problem of the day, kind of a deal that you need to solve. For some of us, a little bit different. Our technology teachers, especially if have kids that don't have technology at home, it's a struggle for them to come up with, how do you teach kids how to use a computer when they don't have one and you're not in a school to have it. I mean, you know, the gym teacher can assign, here's your activity for the day, jumping jacks, you know? But how do you prove that your kids are still able to keep up with that? For art, there's so much stuff that, you know, I'd love to do with you guys and be able to, you know, okay, we're doing painting and whatnot, but not everybody has those supplies at home, so there's no way to really give it as a lesson. As much as I would love to be Bob Rossing it and be like, follow along with what I'm doing, we're so limited. But my plan for the moment is still going to be streaming all this week. I'm going to be doing the same thing during the weekdays. We'll see, maybe on the weekend. I'll pop on, do a little surprise stream at some point. If I have a few moments of just me doing some artwork. But I'll probably continue this even through the usual spring break time. We'll see. I mean, you know, news is changing every day. We can only plan for a little bit at a time. But as long as I'm stuck at home, I'll be doing art. And if I'm doing art, I might as well do it with you guys, so. Sorry if sometimes this feels like it's just you're sitting here watching me do stuff, but please feel free to work with me, or if you have questions about it. If you guys are all interested in the, you know, story that I'm creating for these characters, because, you know, I can't just make a character. I have to, like, they've got to have names, and they're going to have backstories and all that kind of stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, I will absolutely sit here and just tell you stories and share it with you. Like this little guy is Noon. N-U-N-E. Noon. Yeah, he's super cute. I thought my music stopped for a second. I was about to run over to my YouTube and be like, no, I'm still watching, keep playing. So I'm just going to go in and darken in a few areas. Help give it a little shadow effect. And if you guys watching know anybody that, you know, wants to set aside a little art time and wants to just kind of sit down and art together, please direct them this way. We're open to not just my current students, but friends, family, strangers just looking for a place to come and art. Make some new friends in these crazy times. Yeah. Alright, since we gotta let that dry, we got a few more minutes left. Let's start on next in the row. Oh my goodness, this one's gonna be super interesting. So this is going to be the dragon, who's gonna have to be incredibly fancy. So this guy's gonna be in profile. Super haughty. The dragons are not necessarily the strongest or smartest in the zodiac. In fact, they were considered noble, majestic, charming, and larger than life. So this is going to be the family that kind of will flaunt things a little bit more. Very elegant. Give him a long neck. Mother, what's a long neck? So this is not going to be, this is going to not quite be a mask, but definitely come down over the front of the nose. You're going to mimic a dragon head a little more than some of the other ones have. Put some actual teeth on it. So let's put that kind of right near the ear. So fanning out from the ear, we're going to have these cool fin, spiny fin, which I love doing on any dragon. I would imagine that it is pretty heavy, and they complain often to each other about having to wear such a ostentatious mask. but only to each other, never in front of another family. We'll leave that for now. I'm not sure about that collar, but we'll leave it for now. Okay, it's definitely going to need to have some horns because this is a Chinese style dragon. Well, a little more like antlers, really. There we go. Now, they don't have any kind of a lion in the Chinese zodiac, so I imagine this is going to be kind of the king of beasts equivalent. And you can see the echo, the second set behind it. Nice, nice. And then, of course, their dragons had these awesome, awesome manes, so we're going to add their real hair is going to be tucked all up under that. Don't want to get in the way of their majestic mane. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that collar. It looks too much like a spiky dog collar. That's not a dog. The dog is later in the zodiac. Her name is Shisa. I probably spent way too much time last night trying to come up with names for all of them. But it was fun. And it helped to gives a little guide for what they're going to eventually look like. There. Alright, so we accomplished quite a bit. We finished up the shading on our girl here. Work on getting the screens on our tiger. And then 2 new little characters there. Alright, so as is now tradition, we need to find the dogs. Are they inside or out?
They're both inside.
They're both inside? Oh, I see them. Alright, so let's go say hi to Wesker first. Back by the door like yesterday. Hi, Wesker. Say hi. You're like, what? Is there something out there? I need to say hi to something outside? And let's go find Wiley. Look at that. Look at this marshmallow. Hi, Wiley. You good today? He's a good boy. All right, everyone. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, tip the people who bring you food, put up a little sign up in your window there to say thanks. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for coming out. Bye-bye.